So in those two videos you saw last time, you saw two different video clips from two different cameras. The first one was a camera that was aimed at the street in front of my house. Nothing really significant happened in that one. We saw what could have been something interesting later in the evening, but it turned out it was just, I believe it was just a lady walking her two dogs. So nothing really concerning there. which is surprising because in the past my parents have always said that this stranger in the black clothing, he will appear in the front yard. He'll wander around the front yard for a few minutes, not really coming up to the window and making his presence known. He'll just kind of show up on the street and then just stand in the front yard, either staring out onto the street or staring towards our house, but not very close. But he was not there this time. But then I saw the camera in the backyard. We did see something interesting there later on. I believe it was around maybe 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night. We saw, we had the camera pointed towards the backyard, more towards the street, because the street was actually illuminated by the street lights. I don't really have any fancy cameras that have night shot, like the Sony cameras have night shot, night vision mode or something, but I don't really have that. But my parents always suspected that this guy came from somewhere down the street, some other neighborhood, or maybe he just walks here. And so I figured if he usually comes into our yard, we're going to capture him on film coming to my street, coming towards my house down the street. And so that's why I aimed the camera towards the street lights, the street which was illuminated by the street lights, so we could see him approaching. And we did. He's the only person in this entire scene. Like, you don't ever see any other cars going by. You don't ever see any other people walking down the street. So this is late at night. This is close to 11 o'clock at night. I believe on a weeknight. So a lot of people have school and things like that. And it just looks really kind of unnerving. This guy dressed in all black, slowly walking down the street, kind of staggering, and at one point you see kind of towards the house, you see him kind of kneel down like he's doing something, or maybe he's even looking up at the balcony where my camera is. I don't really know what he's doing. But yeah, you can't see anything in the backyard because it's just pitch black, dark. It's late at night. There's no light coming into the backyard. So once he leaves the left side of the screen where the street is, you can't really see him anymore. But eventually you do hear what sounds like the backyard gate opening. You'll hear like a clanging noise, which sounds like either the gate opening or maybe it's the gate closing after he's come into the backyard. Now you don't see him, but you hear that, and then for a few minutes it's just silent, and then a few minutes later you hear some very faint footsteps on the concrete. Here, let me see if I can pull that up and you can see that. Yeah, right about here. You hear kind of a knocking noise, kind of like this. If you listen closely, let's hear it again. So he's clearly in the backyard. He comes through the gate. He walks across the grass, and then eventually, I believe he walks across the patio. Who knows what he's doing? Maybe he's trying to look in through our windows into our house. I don't know what he's doing, why he's doing this. We're not really that concerned yet because I still think this is one of my friends, Tom. Because in the past he's done stuff like this. I remember one time around Halloween, he dressed up in a gorilla costume and he wandered around trying to scare people. It wasn't even Halloween night. This is a week or two before Halloween. And he was just walking around trying to scare kids, walking around people's front yards. So that's why I'm thinking this might just be him again. I'm gonna talk to him about this. I haven't really seen him in a while because he's been busy in classes, and he has a personal life too. So I haven't really been in touch with him that much lately. But I'm gonna try to get in touch with him again and ask him if he knows anything about this, because I'm betting it is him. Regardless, it is a little bit unsettling, at least for my parents, who don't really know him that well, and they're not really expecting some strange guy to be wandering around their front and backyard late at night, and it's a little bit unsettling. They want to call police and things like that. I told them not to do it quite yet because it might just be either a weird neighbor or my friend Tom. So we'll see. And that's about it.